people are still coming in, but Lee, I think this is a good time for us to officially start the meeting. Would you like to welcome everyone, please?
I would certainly like to welcome everyone. This is a partner meeting, a quarterly partner meeting of the folks with the Seaport Cultural District, with AHA, and with the National Park. We try to get together so that there's a wider circle of information and to kind of cross-pollinate what's going on, and to be able to ask in questions that involve us all, and invite guest speakers, which Margo has done this time, that give topics of interest to everyone. But before we go on, is this a first call for anyone? Can we introduce, besides the speakers, can we introduce, okay. Rosemary, do you want to introduce yourself?
Sure.
Introduction.
Maybe me, I don't know.
Okay, wait a minute, let's let Rosemary go, and then we'll see who else. I know Verlaine needs to be introduced.
Sure. I'm Rosemary Gill. I'm with the Zeiterion Performing Arts Center, and it's the first time I've been to this meeting, although I think we've had representatives at this meeting in the past, but
That's
happy
great.
to be here today.
And then Verlaine, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yes, hello everyone. I'm Verlaine Badio. I'm the new programs officer here at the South Coast Community Foundation. This too is my first meeting, and I'm very excited to be here.
Great, thanks Verlaine. Amy, I think that you're first time here too.
Yeah, probably to this meeting. My name's Amy. I'm helping out with the Summer in the Seaport campaign. And I've met several of you down from different organizations before as well.
We're going to be hearing from Amy in a little bit. Anyone else new?
I'm new from Parks and Rec.
Okay, great. Introduce yourself.
My name is Kelly, and I am the new out of school time and enrichment program coordinator for Parks and Rec. And I'm excited to meet with you all.
Oh, that's great. Anyone else? Okay, great. Can I say a few words about AHA, and then we'll go to the speakers? Is that how you want to do it? So AHA tomorrow is Pride AHA, and we are thrilled. It is a wonderful and rich full program. And it's also one of the first times that we'll see a lot of programming that's actually done in person. So the Park Service is kind of doing a hybrid program, and yeah, we are a round of applause. We're ready to be out and back. So as you think about future months, really think about what it would be. Some people are still archiving material virtually, and we're actually having a larger geographic footprint of people who are now kind of feeding into the virtual website, so that we're hoping that you are able to both visit in person and then sort of spend some time afterwards looking at the virtual site. Scott, we always use Scott as the example. So he's been doing these great concerts that have a great number of people that day, but over the course of the month, there are like 1,000 people who kind of check in. And so it's something to think about as you move to a virtual program, that kind of a hybrid, and archiving things on the 24/7 of the AHA VAHA site might be helpful to you, because people then get a chance to kind of look at it over time. And then the other thing is the Summer in the Seaport campaign, which involves us all. The partners, the Seaport Cultural District, us, the Fishing Heritage Center, DATMA, received a grant from the Mass Office of Travel and Tourism to develop a campaign which would open New Bedford. So we are looking forward to working with everyone. Amy is the person who's been helping out with this, and she can talk to you a little bit more about signing up and collateral. There is a website which is brilliantly done. I see Carrie Cox and Medium Studios on this. We are all in their debt for the great design of the campaign. But you can sign up. There are ways that we are going to feature people who sign up over the course of the summer with different events and things. And then Amy, do you want to talk a little bit about the collateral that's coming out?
Yes, actually, I'll be picking it up tomorrow morning and dropping it off probably Friday and Monday to anyone that's already signed up. But if you haven't signed up, we have posters, we have some bills, there are flags. We are getting some rat cards as well, and basically asking you to hang them in your storefronts. And there's a hashtag and a QR code, and that will bring you to our website, which I will put in the chat. Oh, someone already put it in the chat. Thank you. And on that website, in the bottom, there's a link where you can sign up your organization. That will send an email, which I will be checking to coordinate with you. And then there's also a marketing toolkit if you want to use any of the logos or anything on your social media. And one of the best ways to kind of link your businesses or your organizations with the campaign is to use the hashtag Summer in the Seaport on any of your social media, on your websites, on your Facebook, all that stuff. And that will basically bring anyone that sees that poster out directly to your accounts.
Great. So we've been working with the city's Brooke. I don't see Brooke on the call. Oh yeah, there's Brooke. So we have taken out ads in Yankee Magazine, The Traveler, Text magazines. It's in Motif right now. It's in South Coast Almanac. It will be on the Cape. It's on the Public's radio. It's on MVY. It's on Cat Country. It'll be on Easy. We're going to do a billboard. So there's a whole bunch of wider range marketing that we've been able to do. So we're hoping that the campaign is as strong as we all are as we work together. So we're hopeful that having that exposure will be great for all of us. And I think I'm done, Margo. I think it's time for you to introduce the speakers.
Thank you very much, Lee and Amy. The one thing that I feel like I'm a broken record saying this, but going back to the Summer in the Seaport campaign, for those of you who are doing events, we are encouraging you to sign up your events on the Destination New Bedford website, their event calendar, as well as the New Bedford Creative calendar. Destination New Bedford is the #1. If you Google events in New Bedford, Destination New Bedford event pages comes up. And then #2 is New Bedford Creative. So New Bedford Creative's events page, calendar page is linked to South Coast Today. So you'll get that regional promotion. And as always, if you have your event on Facebook, you can add New Bedford Creative as a co-host, and we will accept that enthusiastically to be a co-host for your event. So before we get to the guest speakers, I have one announcement for the Seaport Cultural District. And that is that the Co-Creative Center, Dina Hayden at the Co-Creative Center, has launched a leadership training and development series called Co-Creative Sessions. This is being funded by Mass Development, TDI, and the Barr Foundation. And there will be videos of, there've been a couple events so far. Some of you have participated. Thank you for joining us for those. And there will be more throughout the summer. And there's 2 options. You can sign up directly with Dina to do an entire workshop, and those fees range up to $1,000. And then myself and my senior creative fellow, Jasmine Baird, who could not be on today's call, she is going to be organizing a peer-to-peer training series this summer. So we are looking for not only participants, but also instructors. And that is going to be a slightly easier task. If you don't want to lead an hour-long workshop, we are asking presenters to do 10 to 15 minutes and then lead a conversation with your peers on that webinar. And the range of topics can be very wide, and I'm going to paste in the chat a survey that we'd like you all to fill out. It's 14 questions, very brief. So that we can do the survey. If you are interested in being an instructor for that, please email me directly and let me know. We are looking for grant writing workshop, grant finding workshop, publicity, marketing, social media. If there's an expertise that you have that you can give a 10 to 15 minute presentation, we want to hear from you. So I will put that link in the chat after I'm done talking. Now, it's my pleasure, speaking of co-creative sessions, I would like to introduce Laurie Zapalac. And Laurie, I am going to make you a host so that you can share your screen. So there you go, you're the host now, and feel free to share your screen. Laurie Zapalac from Zapalac Advisors is a consultant that has been working with the New Bedford team as part of the Mass Development TDI grant. And Laurie will be leading a co-creative session later this month, talking about data for cultural organizations. So whether we like it or not, data is here to stay, and we can use data for our benefit with marketing and promotion and grant reporting and grant writing, etc. So Laurie, I will let you take it away. And right now, I'm not sure if I'm the only one, but you've shared your screen and I see a blank black screen. Am I the only one?
No, I don't see it. At first it was a poster and then all of a sudden it went blank.
Yeah, blank. Let me see if I advance. Do you see anything now?
Nope.
No.
That's quite interesting.
It looks like it's a PDF. Well, it is a file that's NB data and narrative PDF.
Let me full screen and see if I can get us back in the same part of the interweb.
I see it now.
Yeah.
We might just have to work so long as everybody can see the graphic. I think it may be a problem with the full screen. If y'all can see that.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, great. Thank you, Margo. Yes, I am here to plug this workshop and invite you all to attend. This, I believe, will be the third or the fourth co-creative sessions. I've been in on a couple in the past, and the conversation's just been really interesting, both among the speakers as well as the people coming to the workshop. So I highly encourage y'all to attend or to watch if you have a chance. And as Margo mentioned, the focus of this is to do a bit of a deeper dive into making data your friend. And I think what's interesting is that, it's really easy to get overwhelmed with data. So one of the things that we'll try to do is just step back and I'll go through a couple of key concepts, but then just have some time to talk about kind of where people are struggling or what your needs are, and to kind of help each other problem solve. And so we'll talk about things like sources for descriptive data and what descriptive data is. And that can mean, for instance, putting your project or your organization in context against general statistics about New Bedford, even like population size or the age profile of the community. And what is great is that some of these statistics and some great sources, sometimes even infographics, are actually available through organizations or through universities or even the New Bedford Public Library sometimes. So some of it's just knowing kind of where to go to efficiently pull statistics to help you contextualize. And there are also some cool things like, these ways of characterizing America's neighborhoods, for instances, to kind of understand demographic or even market segments. And so we'll talk a little bit about those as well. And then I'll share a couple of examples about and talk about really simple processes for actually mapping data. And that can start with just taking whether you have a membership directory or a list of people who have purchased things from you, kind of how you can go from that really simply to actually mapping that data and why that might be useful to you. And we'll do a deep dive into an event and looking at, which is Taste Fall River, the launch of this event in 2019, and how the team worked together to kind of look at the effectiveness of the branding for this event and to get inside the analytics of a Squarespace website that was launched for the event, and the Eventbrite, as well as Facebook and Instagram analytics, really to try to understand, was it possible, could we reach beyond the Fall River market, and could we actually see the touch points convert into transactions, into sale of tickets? And so we'll walk through that. I'm sure some of you will have already used social media analytics, but it's pretty interesting to be able to see the geography of your market from these, and to see, are we being effective with our messaging? And then finally, we'll also talk about creative ways to integrate data into your storytelling. And what I like to think about for creatives is that the visual and your creative storytelling should always lead, and showing people what you're doing, what you're making, and the stories that you help steward, but that there are ways to be selective and throw in, I'm going to say, a couple of key stats. And usually that's often what is helpful to kind of ground the story about your impact, kind of in looking at, the ways that you're effective, whether it's how many people you engage, or the return on an investment in a program or an exhibit. So it's not about boiling the ocean necessarily, but just finding a couple of key stats that can advance your story and help you go forward and be even more creative in the future, hopefully. So I've got one question for you, and that is, actually I have two. What are your data interests, and what are you seeing? I think for those of you who are doing grant applications, what are you seeing that you might need help with? Kind of what's intimidating. And so if there are, among the things I've talked about, the sourcing of descriptive data, collecting and mapping your own data, getting inside analytics, or integrating into storytelling, if any of those resonate in particular, feel free to write it in the chat, or to reach out to me directly. And I'll put my email in the chat, and please be sure and register for the event at the Co-Creative website. Any questions?
Thank you so much, Laurie. So can you put those questions in the chat, and then everyone can answer in the chat?
Sure.
Great. And then can you also make me the host, so you don't have to be the host anymore? And I think this is the perfect transition to introduce my next guest. Speaking of using data effectively in storytelling, it is my pleasure to introduce Barbara Roessner, who is the founding editor of New Bedford Light, which is a new community-based nonprofit digital news service. And I am going to have her tell us more about it. Barbara, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Margo. It's nice to see you, and it's nice to see all of you be in the company of people who are doing such wonderful things in the arts and culture world. I actually recognize some of you, which is great, and not just Lee, but some of the others as well. I hope you all know that we launched the New Bedford Light on Monday. Today is Wednesday, I think. It's kind of a blur. We're all, my little team is a bit sleep deprived. It's not easy to launch a website of any sort, I'm finding out, but especially one with the kind of deep content that we are trying to present in a very compelling, engaging, smooth, easy to access way. We have been working on this very intensely. Some folks started a year ago. Some others of us came in September. And I won't drag you through the process of pulling it off. But I do want to just stress that the arts and culture is one of our absolute primary major foci for the New Bedford Light for a number of reasons. We're trying to figure out where in the media ecosystem the need is greatest, and how we can come in on that, not to duplicate what others are doing, not to compete with other calendars or other arts coverage, but really come in a way that we think can amplify and expand the coverage. So there are two major goals for our content, and one is to investigate and explain very complex issues. This week is devoted to what COVID has wrought in New Bedford over the past 14 months. It's not the happiest topic to launch with, but we really feel it's the most important as you look at what the city is dealing with and what it needs to take stock of and emerge from, hopefully in the next months. So, but the other thing, so issues, that's number one, investigate issues. And next week, we're going to be looking at real estate prices and rents and gentrification, issues of gentrification. We are going to be looking, doing a really deep dive on the city budget, particularly as it pertains to policing and race, and then many other issues. Where are the jobs in the wind industry? Lots of great stuff. But the other thing is culture, and culture is such an important part of the identity of New Bedford. And there is so much going on. I'm really pretty overwhelmed, even like sitting here looking at all these faces and all these things that you're doing. There's so much going on. It's incredible. It's awesome. So it's so much a part of the identity, such a rich area for us to cover. But also inclusion, diversity, really trying to get into all the different corners of this incredibly interesting city is not that easy for us to do as reporters. And we're working at it, but we really, after a lot of thinking, we really think the arts are a way to include people who aren't necessarily often seen or heard, or their stories are not told in conventional media, traditional media. So we see the arts and culture as the conduit for inclusion. And that means that we will have a very robust arts calendar that will feature all of the great things you guys are doing. I'm sorry to say it fell off our homepage this morning, but as I've been on the phone here while you guys are talking, it's back on our homepage, actually with the Proud Whale featuring AHA night tomorrow night. So there's the arts and culture calendar, and I encourage you all to send us your stuff. It's calendar@newbedfordlight.org. What I think will be different about how we present the calendar is that we're really looking for a very, very vibrant presentation, which we've already started, but we've got a long way to go. I'm learning how difficult calendars can be on the tech side, but we'll get there. And the other thing is that rather than putting an emphasis on opinion contributions that usually take the form of letters to the editor or op-eds, we really want to encourage people to express their opinions through their art, through various forms of expression, broad form of expression. Could be visual art, could be performing art, could be lyrics to a song, all the ways that we reflect what's going on in our lives and comment on what's going on in our lives, including from folks who don't speak English or don't speak English well, or, coming from a different orientation than a legacy media. So that's really important to us. And so when we talk about community voices, we're really going to try to bring in visual art. We actually have a beautiful painting going with an essay tomorrow. A painting I found on thank you, Margo, sent me some COVID art that had recently been on virtual exhibits. It's a Judith Klein painting, and it's beautiful. It's called The Red Sun. And it's metaphorical image of COVID and an abstract kind of cityscape. And it's beautiful. And it's going to look beautiful on digital, which is another reason that we want to feature the arts, because we have the medium for it. Finally, it's not print. Print isn't the way to really make it vibrant. So we want to do a lot of that. And ultimately, my goal is to create something that I'm calling the Light Box, which will be an online virtual community gallery of constantly rotating artwork. And we want to get to the major institutions, but we really want to go beyond that to the edges and bring in people who are not traditionally represented. And anything that you guys can help with that effort would be so greatly appreciated. You can contact me directly at broessner@newbedfordlight.org with your ideas. And you know, I'll be reaching out to you and others as well once we get our feet on the ground here in the fog of launch, I call it, to really try to have a central place to go to see the range of people and life experience in this great city.
Thank you so much, Barbara. If you could please put your email in the chat for everyone, that would be great.
Sure. Yep.
All right, so that concludes. Thank you so much, Laurie and Barbara, for being our guest speakers today. That concludes the Seaport Cultural District portion of the meeting. And now we're on to the National Park partners to get updates from everyone. And usually we begin with someone from the National Park. Is Jan or Lindsay here today? Lee, do you see them?
Yes, we're both here.
Oh, there you are. Awesome, yay.
Yep.
Okay, let's start with you guys. What's the National Park up to this summer?
Oh, lots of stuff. I guess I have to speak, huh? I don't like to speak. So right now we're planning some of our programming for well, first of all, let me start. June 30th, we are reopening to the public more fully than we have been in the past, which means that we will be opening the building. It'll be a one-way circulation kind of thing, but we're opening up our bookstore. We're going to be open Wednesday through Sunday, 10 to 4. And so we'll be open for the season, probably ending around Columbus Day. We are going to have programs Wednesday through Sunday, definitely at 2:30. We'll be working with partners. We've already started putting together some information. We've started updating our calendar on our website, so that will be regularly updated. You'll be able to find stuff on there. When possible, we might put some other things up there, like the Juneteenth stuff is going to be up there with the different activities that are around the city, so people can have access to that stuff too. Let's see. The ladies will be out in full force this summer, so look for them. They'll be out pretty much Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, all of July, and then we'll see what August and September holds for us. How much more of an update do you want? We have a few new staff. We have 2 seasonals. Kate, who's new, she came from Alcatraz out in California. She's with us for the season. Lucy Bly is our other seasonal. And then we have Rufai, Shadow, and Linda Moyaka on staff, Lindsay, myself, and we will be having a new, I'll call the person a new Andy, because Andy went to Blackstone River Valley National Historical Park in April. What we did is we decided we wanted to just hire what we call in the Park Service a lateral hire, which means we look for someone who has the skills that we need and we just kind of snatch them up from another park. So in this case, we're bringing back somebody that you guys might be familiar with, Denise DeLucia. She'll be coming back and she'll be the operations manager for the park.
Nice. So I have one question. This is just because we're trying to get a picture of a ranger in uniform for the 1-minute video that we're doing for Summer in the Seaport. On Thursday night, will there be rangers at the AHA night in uniform?
Yes, they will, but that's marketing, right? We have to think
Oh, so
about that a second.
Okay, we'll talk offline. Okay, we'll talk. Yeah, okay.
You know how we are about money, marketing, and being out there in that respect,
And not getting ourselves in trouble.
and not getting in trouble.
Yeah, no. We'll talk offline. Sorry, I didn't mean to bring it here. Okay. So let's see. Who else would like to share? Margo, do you want to?
Yeah, if you can either direct message me and I can put someone on what, oh my God, like up at bat or on, anyway, or you can raise your hand under reactions. It has a raise hand function. We would love to get brief updates from each of you if you're doing programs this summer, to hear what those programs are. And I know that Sarah Rhodes, you had an announcement that you would like to make. Can you start, and then we'll start doing a round robin of other updates.
Sure, and I'm gonna toss it over to Werlane.
Hello. Okay, so I can start. Hello, everyone. I just wanted to talk about a program that we're doing. So this is the third year that the Creative South Coast Initiative and the New Bedford Housing Authority will be launching a summer grant opportunity called Get Out in Art to bring the community arts program into residential neighborhoods. The goal of this program is to introduce children's ages 7 to 11 to the studio and performing arts forms and engage them with culturally rich and immersive art experiences. This will be an 8-week program. Working days are 3 days a week. There is information on our website and for the grant application on our website. I've added the link on this chat as well as my contact information. So if you have any questions, any concerns, any comments, or if you want to apply, please look at the chat and you'll find the information there.
Thank you, Werlane.
No problem.
Excellent opportunity. All right, Eric, you're next.
So your theater is continuing its outdoor theater schedule from last year. We just had a successful sold out run at RJD this past weekend, and we will be doing additional outdoor theater the final weekend of July into the first weekend of the first day of August. So the very last weekend, that is the 30, 31, and 1st. The location is to be announced, but it might be a repeated RJD or another location. But just take a look at your theater's website to see where you can see some live theater, and it will be offered. Probably 95% sure that we're going to offer it for free again, and donations accepted. So that's what's going on. And of course, Steeple Playhouse continues to undergo construction. You may have noticed a lot of activity going on over there recently. The interior, the fire suppression, the elevator, the bathrooms, new updated electrical, HVAC, all of that is being worked on somewhat simultaneously right now. And hopefully within a year, that facility will be open for lots of activities and maybe partnering with some of the groups here. So hopefully. Thank you.
Great, thank you, Eric.
Eric, in the meantime, can you give us tours? If we had this meeting there in September, would that be available or not?
It all depends on the level of construction. Okay. And right now it's a construction only policy, so we really can't have any events in there for that reason. For example, right now, the plans for scaffolding, so the entire worship space inside is going to be filled with scaffolding. So obviously that makes doing anything inside very difficult. Okay. Individual tours of small groups, like an organization wants to come in with their board president and their executive director, they want to look at it for potential partnership rentals in the future. We can do individual one-offs like that, but larger scale events is to be announced. So keep asking that question. We can't wait to host meetings like this there in person when the time comes, because the space is perfect for it.
Okay, thanks.
Okay,
Yeah.
thanks.
Margo.
Thanks, Eric. If you can also put your theater link in the chat, we're going to save this chat and send it out to everyone afterwards. That would be great. Next, Lee Blake, and on deck is Leslie Poulin.
Hello, folks. Always good to chat with you. The Historical Society, of course, is building a park, very much like Eric. We're in construction mode. So stay tuned for all the wonderful things happening in Abolition Row Park. But the Historical Society also has to replace the back porch of the Johnson House, which is kind of limiting our access. So we have some events. Juneteenth, Saturday, June 19th from 3 to 5, the Historical Society and Whaling City Sound will be hosting live music, a jazz concert. June is a celebration of Black music, as well as Juneteenth, June 19th. There are a number of organizations around the city also hosting Juneteenth event, the NAACP in the West End, Buy Black in the South End. So you'll see activities in almost all parts of the city. So that's exciting. July 1st, the Historical Society working with Mass Humanities with a statewide reading of What to the Slave is the 4th of July. That'll take place at the Bethel, the Siemens Bethel. And you know, the poster and everything are out, and I'll make sure everyone has them. With Abolition Row Park, there will be some talks. They just haven't been scheduled yet, so people know what's going to happen in the park, but also why we're doing the park. So I have done those talks before. Really, it's a history of the 7th Street neighborhood. So we'll be doing those closer to the date that Abolition Row Park will be open, and that looks like September or October. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Lee. And if you don't get to put those in the chat, those posters, you can email them to me and I'll include it in the email out to everyone else. Okay, next is Leslie, and on deck is Kelly.
Hi, everyone. So just a quick update with, so I am with First Citizens Federal Credit Union, but we also own the Cape Cod Museum Trail. So just some updates on the trail. We actually just finished up in May. We did Mondays at the museum in May, which was in kind of a way, since Highland Street did not do the free fun Fridays. We actually asked all of our museums to participate, those who wanted to participate and do Mondays for free for anyone to attend. So it was great for the whole month. We had some good feedback and a lot of attendance, believe it or not. The museums on the Cape are saying their visitation is actually up so far this year versus even back in 2019. So that's actually really great. We were also recipients of the Mott Grant. So we're really doing a heavy campaign on really just trying to create awareness around all of the museums and historical societies that are on Cape Cod. In case you didn't know, there are actually 75, if not more, but we're at 75 listed on our Cape Cod Museum Trail website. And so we're really just trying to create awareness about all the exhibits, the art shows, the plays, the musicals, the cooking classes, the workshops, the kids events, everything that is happening across Cape Cod from Provincetown all the way down to the National Marine Life Center on Buzzards Bay. So it's a very busy schedule, but we're happy to help promote them and get some more people aware of all the arts and culture, not only here on the South Coast, which is awesome, but also on Cape Cod, not too far away. And that's
Thank
it.
you, Leslie.
Yep.
We also need to do day trips too, all of us.
Yes.
All right, so next is Kelly, and on deck is Laura Orleans.
All right, so Parks and Rec has some fun events coming up, and we have some fun summer programs that we're running. This Saturday, June 12th, from 10 to 12, we're actually doing an open house at our new Ricketson Nature Center. And we're gonna have Mad Science do a presentation about bugs there. It's totally free for kids. It's best suited for ages 5 to 10, but anyone's welcome to come. June 26th, we're also doing another event at the Ricketson Nature Center, same time, 10 to 12, another open house, but we're going to have a turtles activity there. And also on June 26th, we are having a football clinic from 9 to 12. It's free, and some Patriots will be there. It's a Patriots football clinic. So it's really fun. We're also running our normal summer programs. We're running Youth United. We're doing Camp Kennedy again at Fort Taber. We'll be running our summer food service program again, and we'll be in various sites around the city. And we are hosting some kickoff events for that summer food program. One on June 24th from 4 to 7 at Magnet Park. That's our dinner site program that we're adding this year. And we're also doing another kickoff event the following day at Riverside Park from 11 to 2 on the 25th. So those events again are free. Kids can come do a variety of activities, get a free lunch, play some games. We're gonna have a DJ there. It's gonna be a lot of fun. But that also will be the start of us providing the meals at all of our park sites this year. And if you're wondering what parks will be in the summer, I have a whole list that should be on our website. We have a flyer up there with all the park sites that we'll be at. But other than that, we're running yoga, an esports league this summer, karate, women's soccer, if anybody's interested in playing some soccer. This is a non-competitive league that we're starting with, so anyone's welcome to join that. We're going to do that on Sundays. So I think we're still looking for some more people to participate in that if you guys are into soccer. But yeah, that's most of what we've got going on coming up.
Thank you so much, Kelly. That's a lot. And I know that you'll be doing a lot more throughout the summer. Okay, next is Laura Orleans. And if you want to go after Laura, please direct message me.
Hi, everybody. So if you don't know me, I'm from the New Bedford Fishing Heritage Center. Usually Hannah Mooney is attending these meetings. She's on a well-deserved vacation this week. But I wanted to take the opportunity to invite everybody to join us for our 5-year anniversary. I cannot believe we've reached the milestone of 5 years. It also is coinciding with the grand opening of our new permanent exhibit, which is called More Than a Job, Work and Community in New Bedford's Fishing Industry. The exhibit is really kind of 4 years in the making and explores really, I think, very topical and interesting themes of labor, immigration, sustainability, and history in general. But there's a lot of interactives and opportunities to hear directly from people in the fishing community. We're very proud of it. It is open, so anybody is welcome to come. We're open Thursday through Sunday, 10 to 4 for the public. If that time frame doesn't work for you and you want to come take a tour, just reach out to me. I think the more people in this community who get a chance to see what we're doing and can help us spread the word, the better. We feel like this is our year between the Mott grant and the new exhibit and COVID lifting. We really want to become much more visible than we have been. So that's very exciting. The grand opening, I think I didn't even give the date. So June 26th, it's Saturday from 10 until 4. Congressman Keating has agreed to join us and make brief remarks. We're very thrilled about that. We have funded the exhibit largely through federal money, so I was glad that he was responsive. Tony Cabral will also be attending, and then Brian Boyles, who's the executive director of Mass Humanities, will give a short keynote address. So it's an opportunity to meet any of those folks. We'll also have a vaccine clinic offering the J&J one-shot deal through the city's health department. And then there will be some music and kids activities and demonstrations of industry skills. And we're not calling it a festival, but little mini festival, cupcakes and so on and so forth. And then the other thing I'll mention is that looking ahead toward September, on the 9th of September, which is AHA, we will open our new gallery exhibit called Women's Work. This entire year, we're devoting a lot of our programming to the roles of women in the fishing community, at sea, on shore, at home, and in the community, and working with a number of photographers who've documented fishing communities throughout New England. So there will be images of women from Maine to Connecticut, at least. And we're excited about that. And it's been a nice kind of synchronicity with DATMA's project. So yay. And that's all, I'll leave it at that. I'll put the date and whatever in the chat for everybody about the grand opening. Hope to see you there or sooner.
Thank you, Laura. Congratulations. Awesome work. Okay, next we have Jocelyn Nunes from the New Bedford Whaling Museum, and on deck is Lindsay Misch from DATMA.
Hi, everyone. So I'm calling in, so you're not able to see me. But as Margo said, I am Jocelyn Nunes. I'm the Programs and Events Manager at the New Bedford Whaling Museum. So a few updates for programming that we have tomorrow. We actually have the New Bedford Lyceum. It is virtual, so it's through Zoom, and you can go to our website, and I'll post the link as well in the chat afterwards if you are interested in signing up to attend that. It starts at 6 p.m. and it's calling in the calling out culture with Loretta J. Ross, and it's really about unifying us, having these conversations of how we can progressively move forward without alienating each other. So something we're really excited about, and we have been working with the Lyceum Committee to get that going. So again, that is tomorrow night at 6 o'clock, and it's through Zoom. And then looking a little bit later into June, on June 24th, the museum is opening a new exhibition. It's a Wild Note of Longing with Albert Pinkham Ryder. And so that will take place opening in the daytime. And then Friday evening is our first public program for it. And that will be an artist talk with the 3 artists and the co-curators that were involved in the exhibition. That is taking place at 6 p.m. and will be a hybrid event. So it's limited seating inside as well as Zoom participation. So those details are up on our website if you're interested in attending. The talk in person is a charged event, whereas the Zoom participation part of it is free. And then looking into July, we will continue on with our local history guilds, which we coincide with AHA typically. That conversation is TBD and what the topic is, but we will have that. And then we're looking to do a paint night program with Painting at Splash to also bounce off of our writer exhibition on Friday, July 9th. That date is also TBD, but something just to look forward to of what might be ahead in July. So we'll be doing a kids version first and then an adults version on a different evening. And then July 22nd, we have another Albert Pinkham Ryder exhibition program. This one will be The American Painter and Poet. It's a 2-part program, but on that evening, it's the first part. It is a talk with Christina Knapp-Rotary, who used to be the chief curator at the museum and is now with the Mystic Seaport Museum, and Everett Hoagland. He is the first poet laureate in New Bedford. So they both will be talking about the poetry and how that works with writers' pieces. And then at the very end of that, we'll have a call for poets. So if you know of any poets that might want to submit their own pieces and what moves them and their process, let them know. And again, this information will soon be up on our site. It's not there just yet, but it will be, so they'll be able to go there and sort of find these details. And then later on in August, on August 19th, that's where we'll have that second program. Not sure if that will be in person or online just yet, but that second program will be a montage of all of those poets that we've collected, their pieces, and then connecting those to Ryder's legacy. I think that's where I'm going to stop because otherwise it could keep on going. But I do have one other one. It is a Lure of the Sea performance on Thursday, August 26th. And I'm mentioning that one because it's a combination where we're working with Sea Glass Theater Company and DATMA. I know that Patrice put a link in the chat. So if you're interested in that, go ahead, check it out. It will be a performance and it's taking place at the museum, but being worked on with Sea Glass and DATMA. So I think that's where we'll stop because I could keep going because there's a ton that the museum is up to.
Thank you, Jocelyn. That was great. And I posted the Whaling Museum's website in the chat since you're on the phone. Okay, next is Lindsay Niche and from DATMA, and on deck is Rosemary Gill from the Zeiterion.
Hi, I'm Lindsay Misch. I'm the director of DATMA, for those of you guys that don't know me, but I'm pretty sure I know pretty much everyone here. I can't tell you how much I'm looking forward to that Ryder show, gotta say, Jocelyn, and thanks for shouting out our theater performance with Patrice and her gang. On June 17th, DATMA will be launching its 3rd program season, and thrilled that we made it to our 3rd. It's really exciting, and we have focused all of our exhibitions to be really close to downtown, up and down Union Street. So then we hope that our exhibitions will encourage tourism to come up the hill from that waterfront that gets a lot of attraction, and visit some of our cultural programs and our cultural partners and our business partners who have really wonderfully pitched in this year. Some of our business partners have already put water themed window displays, so shout out to like Calico and Medlila, SouthCoast Surface Design and Shimmer, who are really welcoming our program season this year. But we're just trying to get people excited about coming downtown and kind of just revisiting where they live, but also trying to get that tourism back up there so we can try to get the city to feel like how it did not too long ago. But all of our exhibitions are in the theme of water and overlap with our mission of design, art, and technology in one way or another. But I'm pretty excited about the direction of our exhibitions this year. And like I said, they're all along Union Street. So they're perfect for those folks who want to just walk up the street and take a tour, or jet off to some of our other cultural friends like Whaling Museum, Drawing Room. And but we're partnering with so many people, and thanks so much again for welcoming DATMA and working with us. Can't wait for the season to begin. So the paper will come off the Star Store on the 17th. And then we'll kick everything off. So, with the virtual or hybrid opening on the 17th, which we're partnering with Third Eye Youth Empowerment and putting up a really fun production of different speakers and technicians and design and artists. And of course, starting the whole season off with New Bedford's Poet Laureate, Patricia Gomes. So lots of things to come. And we all invite you to join us on that 17th event. Have that event on in the background as you're like cooking your dinner in your kitchen. And we can't wait to get focused on in real life events throughout the summer. So thank you.
Thank you, Lindsay. That's awesome. Okay, next is Rosemary Gill from the Zeiterion, and on deck is Sarah Hale-Folger from the Kilburn Mill.
Thanks, Margo. First of all, I'm blown away with everything that's happening, and it's thrilling to be amongst all of you and announcing, all of the ways that we're coming back. And the Z, of course, is coming back in a big way very, very soon. But in the meantime, we're tiptoeing back into opening our theater and welcoming patrons with the launch of our new initiative, Cinema New Bedford, which started a week ago, and we had our second event last night. It is an independent series, a series of independent films curated by Mocha James Harrop, who is a PhD in film studies and is new to New Bedford, but brings a wealth of knowledge and experience in film festivals. And we're thrilled to be have her on board with this new initiative. So we'll be showing, screening a different film every Tuesday night throughout July. The theme for July is Beyond the Binary. And then in August, the same Tuesday night schedule will be the best of the fests, of the film fests. We're skipping or passing through the month of August and returning again in September with a series called Generation Kick-Ass, which are films about and made by young people who are changing the world. So it's on deck for Cinema New Bedford, and we're excited about that new initiative. Also this summer, we are partnering with the City of New Bedford with their summer sound series. This year it's going to be in Custom House Square. Under, throughout the whole square, it is a free event where the Z is presenting musicians and other performing artists between the hours of 2 and 7, beginning July 8th on Thursday nights. And under the tent, the Z will have a beer tent, or a beer garden, so to speak, where we'll be selling beer and wine for those who want to imbibe in that and have some fun while they're listening to music. but the music is completely free. So we hope to see some of you there. We're thrilled to be partnering with New Bedford on that new fun thing. In addition, we're looking at hosting some outdoor films. We now own a 42-foot inflatable movie screen, and we plan on bringing that on the road a little bit this summer. So watch out for details there. Most likely some free screenings of family-friendly events throughout the city. And we haven't announced this yet, but you'll be the first to hear that we'll have a free screening of the movie Jaws on Friday, August 13th in the theater. And so we've done that once before. And if you have not seen Jaws with hundreds of people, you have not seen Jaws. It's just really, really fun to experience that movie with a crowd, just like nothing else, let alone the fact that people here feel very connected to the film, obviously, based on where it was filmed. So, and then I'm really, really happy to let everyone know that we will be announcing our full 2021-2022 season in a couple of weeks, where we plan on opening in late August and September and October with full crowds. Couldn't be more pleased. We have been closed for 14 months, and we lost a year and a half of programming, just unprecedented, as you all know, even for yourselves. So the fact that we're pulling this off is a miracle. And consequently, we are hiring. So we have several job postings that we'll be listing this week on our website. Please watch. We'd love to hire some local folks. And also thrilled to be bringing everybody back. As you may or may not know, most of the staff was furloughed, and we're all coming back, rolling back in, and we have some additional positions that are open. So that's, I think, all I've got. Dates, times, all of that, of course, on our website. I hope you're connected with us. We would love to welcome you back into the theater and to everything that we're doing. So thanks all for your support during this time as well.
Thank you, Rosemary. That's such incredibly awesome news. And I believe Maria or Penny posted the links in the chat. So thank you guys for all attending. So now I am going to go to Sarah Hale-Folger from the Kilburn Mill, and on deck is Joanne Grayshaw from New Bedford Ballet.
Hi, everybody. I'm calling in as well. Sorry, I can't see your faces, but I'm very happy to be here today. Listening to all this good news is just stirring my blood and getting me excited and reminding me what it's supposed to feel like to be a part of a vibrant arts and community. You know, that's just, we've been missing it so much, all of us. Over here at the Kilburn Mill, we have been building out an artisan center, but throughout the mill, there are several artists as well, as in addition to the ones which are about 35 studios we have. We still have plenty of space available. If anybody knows any artists that are looking for studio space, we're doing that. Always building out studios. We have some really cool people in there right now that are making some incredible art. Our concerts are starting up on June 13th. We start off with the Doug Flutie Band up on the rooftop. And one of the things we're going to be doing throughout the summer is we're going to be combining arts and music for where music meets the arts. So we have a number of concerts with, like I said, Doug Flutie will be the first one, but then we have Barry Gaudreau's Engine Room, Christine Hurley will be coming in. She's a comedian. There's just James Montgomery Band and many others that are going to be coming. So you can check us out on the Mills page, kilburnmill.com, but also you can go to Night Stage Performance Center and see all the concerts that we have planned so far. We are also participants in AHA, and so that's been a nice thing for us to be doing this year, but we're trying to find a way to get people more down to the South End. So I would say that, I'm looking for more collaboration with people who want to do things on the water. And I've been so busy, I haven't jumped in fast enough on some of your initiatives, and hopefully I can jump in. We as the mill can jump in. We also have an October 23rd, 24th open studios coming, and we will be welcoming other artists to participate and come to the mill and have wall space in the mill. If they're interested, they can always get in touch with me at sarah@kilburnmill.com. And so forth and so on. Our Saturdays are pretty much becoming more vibrant with artists. Of course, we know the summer's here. People have been cooped up inside. I'm not sure how successful we'll be till the fall to really drive more traffic to us. But we're excited. We have some really phenomenal artists. We have classes that are starting up in July in the Artisan Center. So we are seeking out more teachers and certainly students. And I won't hold you guys up because I know we've been on here over an hour, but that's just a start. But I've been really enjoying listening to what everybody else is doing. I'm very, very happy to be a part of this community. And please feel free to reach out to me as well. And if you have some ideas for collaboration.
Great. Thank you so much, Sarah. Since you're on the phone, I posted in the Kilburn Mill website, and I'll also post your direct email for people to contact you.
Okay. I do appreciate that. Thank you.
No problem. You're welcome. Next is Joanne Gracia from New Bedford Ballet, and on deck is Don Salerno from the Rotch-Jones-Duff House and Garden Museum.
Okay,
Joanne.
Thanks very much, Margo. I'm happy to announce New Bedford Ballet will be performing this next Sunday at the Westport Rivers Winery. Unfortunately, it's not open to the public, only for our families, because when we plan lists, of course, with all the limitations of COVID, we had to limit the seating. So we do have 2 performances at 1 and 4, 300 seats at each performance. I think for the first show, we actually have 65 seats left. So if there is anybody from the cultural community, I'm sure if you call New Bedford Ballet by Friday afternoon at the latest, because we have assigned seating, you'd probably be able, to get a seat. But don't tell anybody that I said that. But we do have 65 seats left. So in any case, we're very excited that our kids will be dancing. Our older students will be doing an adaptation of Paquita, the Russian ballet, and our youngest students will be doing a fantasy based on Beauty and the Beast, and the kids are just ecstatic that they've got this opportunity. Normally, we would be at the Z in June, and then traditionally that's our venue, and we'll be again, Rosemary, next year. And then the other piece is that we will be holding our summer in-house program starting on June 28th. It's 6 weeks until August 7th, and we will have summer performances once the kids have finished their classes, and that will be August 6th and 7th, and those will most likely be open to the public. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, Joanne. Okay, next we have Dawn from RJD. Are you there, Dawn?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Hi, everyone. I'm Dawn Salerno. I'm the director at the RJD, and everything does sound really great. I hope there are people coming to these things because we've all obviously worked really hard to make all this happen this year. That's my thought of the day. So speaking on that vein, as Eric mentioned, we were host to your theater last weekend, and it was great to have a sold out crowd. Fantastic. We have an open house coming up this Thursday. It's a free event in the evening with music, and the 1850s ladies from the National Park will be here. So that's the usual AHA time frame, 5:30 to 7. And the house is open for tours. So we have our historic house, and we are actually even doing tours again. So brief tours. I'm a fan of the brief tour. So that's this Thursday for AHA. We have chamber music with the New Bedford Symphony coming up this Sunday at 2. That's something we do at least twice a year. So the Symphony has been great about bringing us musicians. Thank you, Dave. So Jesse and his wife will be here playing a string concert. We were just very lucky to have Justina from Buy Black New Bedford decide to have us be host to her pop-up outdoor market. That's on Juneteenth. So so that is between 11 and 3, and I can just tell you she is working so hard on this. There's going to be food too, which is what I'm looking forward to, food and a vendor market. Solstice poetry reading is on June 20th, and that's at 7 p.m. Most of these events, actually everything I've mentioned except the concert. The concert has a small fee, but so far all of those things that I've mentioned are free of charge. We're doing a rose garden tour June 23rd at noon, so you could take a lunch break. Anyone on this call, just think you could bring a lunch, sit on the deck here, have your lunch, have a 30-minute rose garden tour. Everything's in bloom, by the way. It all bloomed a couple weeks earlier this year, and it's just crazy pretty out there. We're also starting yoga in the garden with the YMCA. So their teacher, Nicole Winning, who's fantastic, is coming here Friday mornings, 8 to 9. So you might be a little sweaty going to work for 9, but you can still make it, squeeze it in if you want. That's through the Y, so you register through them. This is still all June, folks. So we're also collaborating with the New Bedford Library and hosting their summer reading kickoff party at 11. There is a magician coming, so even if you don't want to sign up for summer reading, you could bring your family by to see the magician at 11 to 12. And again, another free event. And lastly, we're doing a talk with an author who wrote a book called The Garden Tourist. And her book is all these gardens across New England, RJD included. So she's coming to talk about these beautiful gardens in New England. She'll have her book, she'll do a book signing. There's a lot more come July, but I'll stop there. And also just mention in the chat, this is kind of the last week where we were hoping to accept nominations for our Board of Trustees. I don't know that we've ever opened up our application process as widely as we tried to this year. And that has been very intentional to reach a broader audience. I've spoken to some of you about this, and we're trying to recruit, more broadly for a more diverse board, honestly. So in the chat, I put our description of the basically a job description and kind of what the next few years hold. I think it's going to be an exciting time because our strategic plan is finishing up and it's got a lot of great stuff in it. And the nomination form's in there too. You can also talk to me. I'm kind of the staff liaison. If you have ideas and you just want to kind of run them by me. The nomination doesn't commit anybody to anything. It just puts them forth for consideration, and we can have much more conversation about it. So that's me. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Dawn. Okay, is there anyone else who would like to give a brief update of what's going on?
Margo, I'll just mention a couple things for the New Bedford Symphony. Tonight, we have a virtual concert that we're presenting at the League of American Orchestras National Conference. We recorded the concert a couple weeks ago at the Zeiterion, and tickets are also available through the Zeiterion website for local audiences. July 11th, we're at Kilburn Mill with a symphonic wind concert. And then throughout the summer, we have about 24 pop-up concerts planned with a bunch of partners, the National Park, DATMA, New Bedford Parks, and local businesses. And then what we're really looking forward to is September 18th. We'll be back in the Z for the new season with our full orchestra. So that'll be really fun. Thank you.
Awesome. Congratulations, Dave. I mean, to be presented at the league that's on a national level, that's extraordinary for you as the Symphony Orchestra and for us as the city of New Bedford. Okay, Anne Lauro, I'm going to put you on next to talk about the local rapid recovery program.
Yes, hi folks. The state had a program for all Massachusetts communities this past winter to apply for what they call local rapid recovery planning. And that is a COVID response grant that we received. And we have a consultant who has been boots on the ground in New Bedford and has been studying and let me back up. The grant was for commercial districts, downtown center. So we chose downtown, but everything that we learned for the downtown is applicable to other commercial districts that we have in the city, i.e. the South End and Acushnet Avenue. So although it's focused in the downtown, And they're going to be doing their first presentation Tuesday, June 22nd. It will be a virtual presentation. And again, it's to capture some more information, present what they've already have discovered. And Margo will be sending that invite out once we have the virtual Zoom information. And the reason why I'm just mentioning it now, because you will get the email, it's really significant for you folks. We're talking today about, recovery. It's been mentioned several times how New Bedford, through its arts and culture programming and partners, is bouncing back this summer. And so we want that to reflect in the plan, because we are hoping down the line, the reason why the state is doing this planning is because there's going to be funding attached to it at some point. And trust me, you guys are not going to see anything crazy different than, because I know you guys are planners. I know you are. And you know about placemaking and programming and good architecture and safe sidewalks and cleanliness. You know everything that needs in the downtown. It's not going to be anything new or surprising to you, but we really need your partnership in this, because we anticipate that there will be future funding. So if you see that email, please don't say another Zoom meeting, because you folks you're the invested in folks in the downtown. And so we count on you for your feedback, your positive reinforcement, as well as your criticism. So thank you.
Thank you, Anne. That's hot off the presses. We literally came up with that meeting time this morning. So I'll be sending that in the email soon. All right, I'm gonna throw it over to Lee Heald to close out our meeting.
To say thank you to all of you. I mean, there's not enough words to express or ways to think about what a fabulous community and what the whole notion of collaboration means to all of us and really builds the community. I think New Bedford is recognized and noted for the fabric of the arts and culture world, and here we are together. So it's been a great, very encouraging. I think that we are coming out of it together, and we're all in support of each other. I loved all the interactions and the collaborations. I did put a note in the chat that our next meeting is in September. So if there are breaking events like the new newspaper or some of Laurie's work, or as we move towards it, maybe it's the Recovery Act, things that we would like to know about together. And so that's the new information. Let us know, write to Margo or myself, because we like to keep these sessions fresh and of interest and of importance, rather than just only sharing news. It's kind of nice to learn something together. So those are my last words. Thank you so much. And we hope to see you at AHA tomorrow, I guess. Okay.
Thank you, Lee. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, thanks, Margo.
Have a great day.